fancy meeting you here. Very nice to see you.
Nice to have you here. You might
Pleasure.
do well.
Can we talk about pearls?
I think if you would reduce it to one thing, the world of Vivienne Westwood Jewellery, I think you would have to reduce it to pearls. They are an essential in the whole story. They have always been there. There is nothing better than a pearl necklace. There never will be, real or fake. Of course, there's a difference, but they do very much the same job. They're just very, very flattering. They give you a softness, they give you a light. And I've always said these spots of white here are just the same as the spots of your teeth or the white of your eyes. It's just phenomenal what the effect pearls have.
It's also that interesting thing that they kind of transcend history, because I think you can think of the 18th century, you think of Elizabeth I.
Oh yeah.
Think of the 1920s.
Oh yeah. Pearls, and every culture, every corner of the world, pearls are there, used maybe in different things, but go to China. I mean, what pearls did they have, the emperors? And maybe just strung on a little silk ribbon.
Yeah.
And then there's Elizabeth, which had many thousands of pearls sewn onto her clothes. We can't imagine this. What these people must have looked like, on collars and things, and stuck up like spots, because they are white, but there's this whiteness, this special luminous. They're not white. I mean, we can get pink and grey and God knows what, but they are luminous. They come, they glow from inside. They are energy. They are electric.
Andreas, I don't think a lot of people know that you studied jewellery making in Austria before you came to fashion. So I wanted to ask, how did you become interested in jewellery?
I was always interested in fashion, really. My father was a blacksmith. There was a relationship with this métier, this craft. I loved jewellery, but the place where I came from, which is, the deepest Austrian countryside, mountains, I just didn't know as a 13, 14-year-old boy where to go to, where you can learn it or study it. And I discovered this school, an art school, which was far away where I was, growing up. When I applied there, I had to do some tests, if you're talented enough and stuff. They took me, and it's where I decided to become a jeweler first. I started when I was 14. It took 5 years. After that, I realized that I don't want to be a jeweler because it just was too restrictive. If you sit in this booth and you're always on these things and you're just always concentrating on this ever so small world, very intricate, precious world. And I wanted more. I wanted it bigger. And I thought, no, I'm going to do fashion now. And then there was Vivienne. And I kind of might have heard of her, or might have seen things she did. She invited me to come to London to help her on a collection. And that's when I never went back.
You talked about one of the first times that kind of jewellery came into your relationship, that it was you and Vivienne buying jewellery for each other.
Yes, very, very early on. There was the West End, Conduit Street, where our shop is nowadays. But in those days, this street, this is like still the 80s and late 80s, early 90s, it was full of jewellery dealers and quite famous ones. Some of them maybe have gone now or relocated, but it was a street, I think, quite well known for that. I remember not far from where the shop was, there was a shop, and in the window, and they had very beautiful antique artifacts like cameos and all these things. There was this tiny little penis. I really liked it. I kind of never seen anything before. I mentioned it to Vivienne at home then. I thought it's really... A couple of days later, she gave it to me. I'm not saying that it was a lot of money and stuff, but we didn't have any money, and it meant ever such a lot at that point in that moment. It became something we built into the fashion, into the language then. And I used to get certain things and then manipulate them and took them as inspirations. And it's your life. You mirror the experience you are making or the things you like or you're drawn to and rework them or work them into your life, really.
Was there a time you remember the jewellery becoming very important?
Because we always created looks then, much more than maybe I do today. But I recently I've done a dress where it actually isn't about the dress, it's about the jewellery. She has all this harness. I just wanted this piece of a garment too, you know, it's like a vest. You have to have a dress underneath. The main thing is these chains and these keys and padlocks. It's all about unlocking your heart and getting in there. And jewellery does that. There's so much meaning, or can be so much meaning to it, so much emotions connected to it. It's something you always feel.
It's a big question, but for you, what does jewellery mean in the kind of universe of Vivienne Westwood?
It's an extremely important part. I think it comes first at the clothes, or the things made out of fabric, the textiles, and then it's the jewellery, then it's the head, then it's the shoe. Am I right?
I just remember you saying the jewellery was about the face as well.
Yeah, I mean, because jewellery is nearest to you. Even rings and stuff, your hands are nearest to you. They talk. They finish something off. And I always say this, sometimes something doesn't need jewellery, as we know, but even that finishes something off. The thought, the consideration. Do I need this chain or do I need a necklace? Yes, let's try. You try one. If it's just a pearl or whatever, a little pendant, and you take it off because you feel like it's better. That's jewellery too. Even the jewellery which isn't there is jewellery to me. That enough? Yeah.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
No.
Yeah.
We're pros now. It's like, we're like...